Hello students, how are you all? I hope you are doing well. Let me introduce myself. My name is Priya and I am your science educator from Countryside International School. I feel really sad that we have to meet each other, or rather you have to see a new teacher like this through a mobile screen or a laptop screen for that matter. But however, we all know that students, we are going through extraordinary times, right? We are in the middle of a crisis called coronavirus. There are people fighting really hard to win this battle. Yeah, so let us just hope and pray that these times will rather pass quickly, and soon we will be in our classrooms, in our school. Until then, let's meet through such offline or online sessions, and we must continue our academics like this. Today, we are here to be discussing about your new science session, that is chapter number 1, food. Where does it come from? In this session, we are going to be discussing about 3 topics. That is, what do you mean by food? Why do we need food? And what are the sources of food? I'll show you. Can you see the flashcard? Food. What do you mean by food? Why do we need to eat food? And what are the different sources of food? Yeah? So tell me, what do you mean by food? Food can be defined as anything that a living organism eat for its survival. To live is known as food. Okay? Why do we need food, students? Why do you eat food? Right? There are many reasons why we eat food, because we like food, of course. But there are important reasons why we eat food, right? First and the obvious reason is to grow, right? We eat food to grow. Right, when we are a newborn, like when we are born, we are very little, a small baby we are, isn't it? But because of the food we eat, that we grow, right? So first is to grow. Second is, food provides us energy to carry on our day-to-day activities, to learn new things, or to cook food, or to clean our house. All these things require energy, right? And where do we get this energy from? We get energy from food. Right? Suppose you are playing with your brothers and sisters, you are playing hide and seek. Okay, so if you fall and then you get an injury, right? So your mother will come and she will clean your wound and she will put a band-aid on it. After a few days, when you remove that band-aid, that injury will be gone. A new skin will form over it, right? What happens? New tissues are formed, new cells and tissues, new skin is formed. That is because of the nutritious food that we eat, that new tissues are generated. That is the third purpose of food, to produce or to renew or replenish new cells and tissues. And fourth and the most important function of food is to provide immunity, right? Food, if we eat healthy food, nutritious food, it protects us from various diseases and infections, right? So why do we need food for? There are 4 important purposes: to grow, for energy, to repair and renew tissues, and for immunity. Okay? Yeah? So, now that you know what food is and why do we need to eat food, okay, let me ask you a few questions, students. What did you had today for breakfast or for lunch? What did your neighbors or your friends had for lunch or breakfast? Do you think you and your friends ate the same thing today? Of course not, right? We eat different types of food every day, or not only every day. For example, if your mother made a sandwich for breakfast, do you eat sandwich for lunch and dinner as well? Of course not, right? We eat a particular type of food for breakfast and different food for lunch, and maybe a different for snacks, etc. We eat different varieties of food, right? I'll show you something. See, can you see different varieties of food, students? Yeah? Beautiful picture, isn't it? Now that we are home and we are in a lockdown, making delicious food and eating it all the time is one of my favorite hobbies. I'm sure you are also troubling your mothers to make one thing or the other the whole day, because we are always free, we don't have much things to do at home. So yeah, we are always hungry, right? So yeah, we eat different varieties of food. Not everybody eat different kind of food. What is my favorite food will be very much different from what is your favorite food, right? So what is food? Food is anything that we eat. What are the purposes of food? There are 4 main purposes of food. That is to grow, to provide energy, for the regeneration of new tissues, and for immunity. And different people eat different varieties of food. Yeah. Also, suppose there is this picture. This is a South Indian thali, right? You can see this, right? So, do you know what do you mean by ingredients? Have you heard the word ingredients? To prepare a particular kind of dish. For example, let us consider a pizza, right? Everybody loves pizza, right? So let us consider an example of a pizza. What all would you need to make a pizza? I'll show you. See, can you see the picture of a pizza in the center? Right? So, pizza will need a lot of ingredients. For example, it will need a dough. You'll need a dough, vegetables, cheese, herbs, spices, maybe chicken, etc. To make a particular kind of dish or an item, for example, a pizza, you will need a lot of items to prepare that food, right? Let us think that we are making a pizza. First thing is we'll make a dough, right? And then over it, you will add some vegetables, some meat or cheese or herbs, etc. Right? So all these items required to prepare a dish is called ingredients. Yeah? So next topic is, what are the sources of food? Where do we get food from? Yeah? There are 2 main sources of food. I'm sure everybody knows this. Plant sources and animal sources. What do we get from plants? From plants we get vegetables, fruits, cereals, pulses, oils, spices, etc. From animals, what do we get? From animals, we get milk and milk products, fish, chicken, meat, eggs, etc. Different people, some are vegetarians and some are non-vegetarians. Different kind of people eat different kinds of food, isn't it? So these are the sources of food. Yeah? So, students, I have told that different people eat different varieties of food, isn't it? So let me ask you something. When we think of a South Indian dish, right, what is the first thing that comes to our mind? Say idli sambar, right? And if you think of a Punjabi dish, what do you think of first? That is makkai ki roti, sarson da saag. These are all items that we think of a Punjabi food. Gujaratis have different types of traditional food like thepla, dhokla, etc. Why do you think different kinds of people eat different types of food? Like, why do Punjabis eat a different kind of food from South Indians? Or why do Gujaratis eat different kind of food from Rajasthanis? What do you think the reason is? Think about it. We shall discuss about all these in the next session. Up till then, take care. Goodbye. Thank you.